have a lot of people that come in and they go, I don't have time to cook. So I buy lean cuisine, and not to mention lean cuisine as being good or bad or healthy choice or smart ones. And so we discourage people from eating these. And so I picked out a couple, and I'd love for you to talk about these and the content in them.
Yeah, I mean, when you flip it over, and I know both you and I do the same thing, we always look at the carb content first. So we've got 60 grams of carbs, 14 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat. Where's the sodium? Sodium 460, which is a little high, not horrible, but it's just you're getting definitely a large whack of pretty refined carbohydrate out of this, which if you've got an insulin sensitive, active, athletic person, maybe not the worst thing in the world. For somebody who doesn't process carbohydrates well, could be a really, really bad idea. And but what's the price on these? Like they're about $5 a piece or right around there. I mean, you can usually prep your own food for significantly less money than this. So
with some vegetables and
yeah. I mean, out of the things that we could pick, this one is probably not that bad comparatively. It's got a little bit of rice. That's the main carbohydrate content. So we could definitely do far worse than these. These guys, 34 grams of carbs. Pretty high sodium, 640 grams of sodium. So you're getting a pretty good whack of sodium on that. These things just tend to be comparatively low quality food. The thing about these, I guess, frequently also, people never eat one.
Yes.
I mean, it's you end up eating 2 or 3 of these things. So then that's where, like, okay, if you really legitimately did only eat one, then I guess that's kind of one thing. Like, was it? Yeah. So these guys, they're portion control, so you can eat the foods you love. You can eat garbage so long as you don't eat a lot of garbage. It's true, but people don't do it.
No, they don't.
Thing again, if we lock them up and we, there's a door that slides open and, it's like a prison cage and you slide this under and it's like, that's all you get today, then that's fine. You're not going to become obese and diabetic from it. But the reality is they don't just eat that. Portion control works, but it only works in prison metabolic ward type settings. It doesn't work in free living humans, which is what most of the people that we're concerned about
our brains take
helping.
over, don't they?
Yeah. So these frozen veggies can be great. Green beans, even some of the mixed ones that have maybe a little bit more carbs. Spinach. Sometimes we'll have artichoke hearts, which are super cool. So sometimes people are off-put from getting frozen veggies because they feel like the nutrient content is less. But typically these things, they pick them, wash them, freeze them. So they're usually more nutritious, more vitamins, minerals, antioxidants than even the stuff that's over in the fresh produce section.
Interesting.
So they're a really good option. They tend to be inexpensive. You can buy a bunch of stuff when it's on sale, throw it in your freezer. And like, I will cook a meal. So like the green beans or something like that, I'll dice up some meat, throw it in a skillet, olive oil, butter, whatever, brown that, throw the green beans on top, put a lid on it, set a timer for 10 minutes, come back in 10 minutes, it's done. So my investment was zero as far as time, and I have a really solid little meal there.
And you didn't have to cut and prepare.
I didn't have to do a ton of work to prepare it at all. Yeah.
They have some that have sauces on them. And so these would probably be least healthy.
Yeah, as soon as we start flavoring it or letting the food chemists flavor it. So yeah, 21 grams of carbs in there. Not a ton of sugar, so it might be coming from the taters, but sodium is high, 510 milligrams, so yeah.
So I guess what you need to do is make sure you read the label.
Yeah, just do a little label reading, or just don't shop with things that are in packages. And then, if you hit, again, we started at the periphery of the store, if you hit meat, seafood, veggies, maybe a little bit of cooking oil, ideally coconut or olive oil or maybe some butter, that's it. And you don't really need to sweat it too much.